When I was 9 years old, my third grade teacher, Mrs. Nelson, told me that I was stupid. And from there, I actually formed the belief, why try? Because I already knew I was stupid. So for 11 years, I missed out on an education of learning and I coasted through school. And I didn't try, because why try? She already told me the truth that I was stupid. And I just want to ask you, do you have a belief that's forming your life? Do you have a belief that you think of and you're holding yourself back? What I want to ask you is, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? And what belief is holding you back? You see, I held myself back for 11 years. And by the time I went to college, I actually firmly believed that I was stupid. And the only way I got through school and into college was because, well, I was a good athlete. But you know what was sad is I defined myself about that and I stopped trying. And where I want to be when I went to college, I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So I looked at my life, in 5 years, where do I want to be? And I challenged myself to the truth that I wasn't stupid. And I started creating courage to fall into the truth of who I really am. And that's what I want for you. So what I want to ask you today is, I want you to write down when we're done with this video, I want you to start writing down where you want to be in 5 years. Because most people just end up in 5 years wishing their life was different. I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to figure out where you want to be in 5 years, and I want to help you create a strategic plan so you actually meet those desires. Most of us have this aching desire inside where, we know there's something more. We know we're not living in the truth of who we are because we set the bar way too low. I want you to unhook that bar from really low. I want you to smack yourself across your face with that bar, raise the bar, feel that desire inside that's aching for you to fall into, and I want you to start strategically figuring out what the heck you need to do to raise that bar. And a lot of times it's courage. It takes courage to challenge the belief that you're not stupid. It takes courage to be able to figure out what you need to do to overcome these beliefs that have formed us, that have made us, and that have built us with who we are today. And there's 3 fears that are holding you back from stepping into that courage. When you can find yourself in one of these fears, then all of a sudden you start giving yourself the tool to be able to unlock yourself from that belief and stepping into the courage that you need to step into the truth of who you are. So what are those fears? Well, there's fear of the loss. There's fear of the loss means if you let go of that belief or if you do something to change, what are you going to lose instead? So maybe you need to change jobs, but you're afraid that if you change the jobs, you're not going to have the colleagues because you love the camaraderie at your new job. But you forgot that your next job is going to have people too, and that camaraderie you can create and build. Or maybe the second fear is you're afraid of the process. You're afraid of how much work it's actually going to take for you to do it, and you're not sure you have the courage to be able to do the work. Or maybe fear number 3, your fear of the outcome. You already got it pretty good. Why try? Why muster all that courage to do something that, well, you don't even know if the grass is greener on the other side. And so you have that syndrome and you won't go ahead and step into the truth of who you are and build the courage to build your life plan of where you want to be in the next 5 years. So my lesson or my tool for you this week is it's time for you to start dictating who you want to be and where your life needs to be in 5 years. And really, it's truly up to you. Start dreaming. Dream big. Raise the bar even bigger than normal, because who you are inside is that burning desire that you're not listening to, and it's time to. I'm giving you permission to unlock that desire, to start dreaming big and write it down on a piece of paper. Figure out what courage that character needs in 5 years. Step into that courage. Define where the fear is and look fear in the face and figure out how you can have the courage to do what needs to get done. It's up to you. Now, what I want you to do is share your story, share your belief, and also the characteristic of the courage that you're going to have to step into to make those dreams come alive. Because, you know, this is contagious. When one person shares and all of a sudden we all start to share about the courage that we all need to step into who we really are. I can't even sit down anymore. This is so exciting. Then all of a sudden we start creating a movement of people who are living their dreams and following their desires and falling into the truth of who they are. So this is my permission to you. Dream big and go for it. And I'll see you in the comments. All right, bye.